everybody, when you're studying, it's good to have a good study method. And you have to be able to study in a way that's going to get you some retention. A lot of times people will study, but then they'll forget everything they learned, and then they're unable to retain the material that they've gone over and put it to any use. So when it comes to test time, they struggle. Here's a study method that I was brought up on when I was younger. And it worked pretty well for me. I learned it back when I was in elementary school. It's called SQ3R. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, please consider the following. Suppose I am an immunology student. My professor has assigned me to read Chapter 3. Chapter 3, Cells and Organs of the Immune System. The first step of SQ3R is to survey. This means I'm not going to read the chapter, but rather I'm going to survey it. I'm going to look at the titles and headings. I'm going to take a note at some of the bold letters and the vocabulary words. I see words like programmed cell death. And I see topics such as immune system cells and organs of the immune system. This is part of the surveying process. The next step is to question. I'm asking questions as I look and survey the chapter. I'm also looking at the end of the chapter questions that I've been assigned, because I have to answer those. So now would be a good time for me to look at some of the questions that I would have to answer. I have questions like, indicate whether each of the following statements about the spleen is true or false. If you think a statement is false, explain why. So this would tell me that I should expect to read something about the spleen and its relationship to the immune system. So I should be on the lookout for that as I read. When reading, I should make sure that I'm in a good environment that I can read in. An environment that I'm not going to have a lot of distractions, and somewhere where I can concentrate. I want to make sure that I'm not hungry, and that I've ate a good nutritious breakfast or a lunch or dinner or whatever time of day it was. I've eaten a good meal that has a lot of nutrients in it for the brain, and good steady food. Nothing heavy, and something that's going to keep you energized and thinking on your toes. So as I'm taking my time to read, I'm trying to gain as much understanding as I possibly can. I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing. In the recite process, I then immediately start saying some of the things that I've read. And as I'm reciting, I'm recalling immediately some of the things that I've gone over. And this is where the questions that I've initially asked and the questions in the chapter come in useful. Is part of the reciting process is answering these questions. So as I'm bringing forth what I've read, I'm going to answer my questions. Then, that's not enough. You see, you've answered the questions, both in the chapter and the questions that you answered as you go along. Your objective of getting an education is not to answer the right questions so you can get an A. I mean, yes, that's an important part. But your objective is to be able to use this stuff. So if you were taking this immunology class you would be expected to go forward in whatever profession that you're going to go in and understand about how the immune system works. So you just don't want to do just enough to get a good grade on the assignment. You actually want to learn the stuff. So after you answer your questions, you want to go back and reread the chapter. Reread the chapter. Well, you can reread it. Reading it again always helps. And definitely, as you review, allow some time to go past over a few days and allow the material to sink in. That's the SQ3R method in a nutshell. And remember, in addition to whatever study method you choose, you have to believe in yourself and you have to organize yourself. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Take care.